Standing on the right foot, the client was instructed to gently touch his left foot to its fullest extent posteriorly on the tape measure and putting arms forward to effectively balance. While performing the movement, Nam's measurement was observed to be 106 centimeters. Nam was then instructed to touch his foot anterolaterally on the tape measure as far as he was able to. The measurement was analyzed to be 62 centimeters. When conducting Nam's anteromedial assessment in his right foot stance, following being instructed how to perform it, the measurement concluded to be 78 centimeters. After Nam was specifically shown how to perform the ankle range of motion with a standing split stance, the goniometer measured his range of motion of his left ankle to be 55 degrees and his right was 75 degrees.
The range of motion test that I decided to utilize was the active ankle range of motion to examine dorsiflexion in a standing split stance. It was decided that this test was optimal for our client because when examining their performance in the Y-balance test, it was noticed that their ankle was remaining in a relatively locked position and not being utilized to its full potential in regard to achieving a greater score. Therefore, I wanted to examine if there was a limited motion to be observed in the client's ankle. An active range of motion test was chosen because the Y-balance test incorporates a variety of muscle groups when conducting the measurements, so a test incorporating the muscles required for activation of the ankle was felt to be a necessity. The ankle was decided on because of the limited movement in the client's ankle during the posterior extension of the Y-balance test. The range of motion test results did help explain the Y-balance performance test. With extra flexion of the ankle, the client would have been able to achieve a higher score. When assessing the ankle's range of motion, it was found to be less than optimal, proving my suspicions.
My partner Nam presented as role C in video assignment number 1. He effectively implemented the use of gestures when describing specific quantities and to help him emphasize his points. He used a backpack as a prop in the start of the video, which is key in hooking the viewer. When it comes to presentation skills, one thing Nam could work on is enthusiasm. His voice was loud enough, he did not stutter, however, he sounded slightly monotone. Overall, Nam's presentation part was superb, and he will surely do well in the future projects.
Braden was a great person to work with. He was extremely outgoing, always on time, ready to work, and contributed to the best of his abilities in all aspects of the video assignments. Although speaking on camera was not one of Braden's strong suits, he was able to overcome this challenge with perseverance and practicing his lines. I would recommend in the future for Braden to take on more vocal roles in his studies to become more accustomed to public speaking.
Isaac was an excellent group member. He always came prepared to group meetings and showed great enthusiasm towards the overall assignment. One aspect of his communication abilities I can improve on is utilizing hand gestures to invoke and help describe his topics to the audience. How Isaac can improve on this aspect is to incorporate hand gestures when he is chatting with his friends so he is more accustomed when presenting.